Okay, everybody, take two. Let me know if you can see this. I hope you can. I've reset up. I initially was doing this as a direct stream out of OBS, and it wasn't playing ball. So I've just switched over to StreamYard. And so welcome. Today, what I want to be doing is walking through my Cracking Language Fundamentals site. Now, for many years, for many months, you've seen that I've been building up all of these tools here, and they've just been tools. And now we're at a point where it's going into the whole learning domain. And so I want to show you how you can actually get on board and start using some of this functionality. Now, before I get into how to actually do it, I want to show you some of the awesome, cool stuff that we have access to now. So if you have a computer, which you do because most of you are sitting there, or on your phone, come to crackinglanguage.com. And you will need, right now, I've just got it linked up to Google. So you want to go to Google, your Google account, and log in. Now, once you're logged in, you're going to be able to go to the Learning Arena. The way that I've set this Learning Arena up is that basically, if you have API keys and Google Cloud keys, the API keys will allow you to access your LLM. So at the moment, we're set up for OpenAI. I enable you to put other keys in like Anthropic and things at the moment. However, I cannot guarantee Anthropic will work at the moment. It may work in the next week, but if you've got OpenAI, you'll be able to do what we're doing today. So first, I want to show you what we can do with it. This is the language learning arena. And even since the clip that I put out last week, we can do a ton more. So this is how I envisage language learning happening in the future. Let me just click on Start a New Session. So once you're logged in, you should see your information up here. Now, again, I have my API keys in, and so I can actually choose which key that I want to use here. And I'm choosing ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo as my base. Now, the way I've built this means that you can choose what model you need. Some things might need a little bit more, but in the building of all of this, I used up less than $6 in all of my AI calls. Now, I know people who are using more than $10 a day in tokens who are just using this. So I've built this in a way that it can really save you money and minimize your AI API calling. So setting it to a 3.5, have a look at some of the stuff we can do. First of all, if I want to say, how do I start learning Thai? Let me just start just with Thai first. And so this, you've got now, you see a nice new splash screen here. I'm going to be updating some of the messages here, but look how fast that was. So that's done an AI call. Now, this isn't any AI response. What I've done is built an ingester, and everything I've written, my Cracking Thai Fundamentals books, my clips, transcripts, everything, they're in there. And so what it does is make a call against that and then brings out this, what to do. Then you get lessons. Now, these are standard lessons. I'm just going to run through this quickly. I know I've done it in a clip last week, but if you click on that, it will take you to my old lessons. And so right now, everything's totally free in this site. If you want to do any of these older lessons, of course, you need to subscribe to J Academy, but you don't have to use the site. But if you want to support me, come in and subscribe. It's $10 a month, and you get access to all of this. And so that's coming from that program there. You can do that. It shows you what lessons you might want to do. These excerpts are coming directly from, where's that? From my book. Okay, that's from Cracking Thai Fundamentals. Or it might be taking it from blogs. You can read through that stuff and you can watch videos. Now, this is the language learning arena. So supposing you see this video, you want to, so Tone Master, you can either click on it and it will load down here, or you see this side. So this is your toolbox. And so if I say add to toolbox, it's going to add it up here, and it will keep it for later for you. Okay. And you can do that. So that's one way of using it, but I want to show you something really cool now. And basically I want to spend the time we have going through that, looking through this, because this gets into the real side. So I've just deleted that lesson that we did. You'll see this delete, start a new lesson. I've built a module, not just for Thai. Look at this. So if you do a slash command, I have these slash commands here. The top one is lesson from content, sorry. And so what happens is I have Thai. Supposing I click Thai, I have Isan, northern, southern, central Thai. I have Chinese. And so you've got all of these Chinese dialects. I have Lao. I have Vietnamese, northern, southern, central. Supposing I choose Chinese, Cantonese. Watch this. Can I have the bill, please? So what I did this, please, sorry, let me know if you can't see this up here. So this is something you've never seen before on my side, at least. I'll show you. So I've got Cantonese. Can I have the bill, please? Submit. What this is doing is based on agents that I've built specifically for Cantonese, it's going out, seeding that, building a whole dialogue on that or a response to that, and turning it into a lesson. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. So now I just saw that. It thought that I want that, just that lesson. And so it's given it back, and I've put audio in. I've put these in. So you can see here, I've got the Chinese characters. Let me see if I can zoom in for you. It knocks it out of screen. Actually, let me hide. I'll put this into full screen. So watch this. So I've got my Chinese here. This is Cantonese. Okay, could I have the bill, please? It does that. It does your lesson. It talks about it. It gives you a broken down lesson for this. Yeah, Alan, so you should be able to get in there. And then we have dialect notes on Hong Kong versus mainland. You have your vocabulary, and then drill lessons with flashcards. Now this, I want a better sample than this. So let me put another query in. I'm going to say, write a dialogue between for someone ordering dim sum at a restaurant. Write a short dialogue. Okay, so again, so it's thinking. Because I didn't put it as a lesson. I'll tell you what, let me just get rid of those. I didn't put it as a lesson from content, so it thought that that was just a normal prompt. So lesson from content, Cantonese, Chinese, Cantonese. Write a short dialogue of someone ordering dim sum in Hong Kong. Okay, so now what it's going to do is going out, it's seeding that. If you could see on the back end in AutoGen, it's going out to the LLM, getting a seed sentence, then building the whole context of this, and then building a whole lesson up based on my teaching, what I want you to learn, grammatical points, everything that I've built into it. So this isn't just your generic thing. And so look at this. Now you have a fully interactive lesson. Now, if you have your voice keys and your AI keys in, look at this. You've got the Chinese here. Hey, Zhao Lao. Okay, so my eyesight is really bad at the moment. I've got this on a screen way in front, way ahead of me. But you've got your transliteration. Now this defaults to Yale, Cantonese, and the translation here. And so this is the dialogue. If you want to hear it, I can listen to, do I want a male or female voice? I want a male voice. This alone is what many language. Look at that. You get audio. It's all cached. If you hear the whole thing together, play all. And so that's should have cached a lot of that. So it shouldn't take. Hakyan. Come on. Can you hear that, by the way, out there? Let me know in the comments. Okay, that's going to keep going through there. So this is just like if you're actually listening to, say, Glossica or something like that. You're hearing it faintly. I wonder if I can turn it up. I need to check on the settings here, how I can get my system audio louder. I wonder if I turn it up here. Is it going to go? Okay. So anyway, you've got that. And then, now you'll notice here, let me pull back to my split screen. It's going to go through there because I clicked the whole thing. So exit full screen. So the really cool thing with this is, and I'll just bring my screen back to normal size. First thing is, once you get anything like this, this is considered a tool. So if you don't want to ever lose that, I can just click here and it's all over here now. Another thing is, I call these streams. So watch this. So the stuff in yellow, the white text, and the one in the bottom, it's fully customizable. So supposing your source, this is this main one. Supposing I wanted that as the English, the translation, bang. Look at that. Freaking awesome. This is what I always wanted. So I finally built it. You know, so supposing I want to have the Chinese up top. Well, then I've got my top one there and I put the source there and I want the transliteration here. Look at that. Oh, sorry. I want transliteration there. Bang. And then I want this one to be the translation. Yeah, so this is fully customizable and you can add sources. It gets better because you can actually build the whole custom versions of this. Now, yeah, you can do whatever you want because this is what I would want if I were learning a language. I'm going to delete that and we'll do another lesson, let's say in Thai. And this whole idea, just think of streams, is that you have many ways to visualize the same information. So if I were to do a lesson in Thai and I say, lesson from content Thai, how do I get via BTS from Chitlom to Siam? Write a dialogue. Okay, so I'm in Thai. I could do it in any of these. I'm writing a dialogue on that. It's going out. It's thinking of all of this. Now, you think that was cool having the ability to go through and do all of your clicking, listening, seeing these streams. That's not enough. I want to go head to head with Anki and all of these other things that allow you to read and do space repetition and all of this, and just include that just as another feature here. And so what you'll see coming up here, and this is where the strength of all of this system is that as you're learning, I want you to be able to drive your own learning. However, as it's analyzing you learn, I want it to be able to drive you towards things that maybe you don't know that you need to know. And so this is a Thai lesson. It's giving you the text. It's a discussion. It's a conversation. Now you can hear all of those. And by the way, so this tool here, I designed it so you can actually it will inject syllable by syllable over the tie as well. Okay, and so you can look at that now. I can just reduce this down. It's a little smaller. But here, look at this. You got syllable by syllable what each word is. You got the tones. You got the contours. That's pretty cool. You got transliteration. You've got word lists, vocab lists. But look at this. So for every lesson that you get for content, it will give you follow-ups. And I'm going to build out all these different follow-ups where I think would be a cool way to go, but you can guide your learning. You can do it if you want or you don't want. So supposing I want to see a tone chart for Thai. Bang, I got my tone chart for Central Thai. And you can go in. Supposing I want to say, actually, can I get a tone chart for Isan? So what I've done here is made this fully customizable. So I did two there. I can open this and refine it and say, actually, can you give me a chart for Isan? Run. Look at this. Bang. Oh, it's giving me Mandarin. I asked. It should have given me Isan. I have to check that. But you can fully customize what you're doing here, but it gets even better. Look at this. Drill flashcards. And my beautiful flashcards are coming in. Let me just add these to the toolbox so it's easier to see. So now we have these flashcards, which, look at that. Aren't they sexy? So you go sentence by sentence, you can shuffle them and reshuffle, and it goes through. You can sort by, you can go by just vocab items. You can go by phrases. Oh, I don't know why the phrases don't come up there. Or sentences have come from the thing. So maybe if we actually did an analysis on phrase, it would have listed it under there. Or you can do all of them. And so start doing your spaced repetition. So that's kun. Let me check. Look at that. This is awesome. And again, you can listen. And if I flip the card, it should play it in English. Look at that. This is freaking amazing. This is awesome. Well, I think it is. This is what I always dreamed of having when I was learning. Now, these cards actually get much more powerful. If I go to, first of all, display, just like this, the original one there, you can choose what's on your cards. Okay. So, so Alan, you mentioned Anki. I'm building right now, so you can potentially also import any Anki deck and have those all saved under your account. So you can actually import all, you can use any Anki deck within this as well and have them in your own learning. And your learning can actually be driven from your Anki decks or your whatever decks you have in here. Okay, so here I've got my streams. Very nice, yeah. You've got your transliteration, but you can potentially add any stream that you want into there. And you've got the front of the card, the back of the card. But wait, there's more. Look at this. I've also added in, you can edit card by card. And so if I put this here, have a look at this. I've got the stream. You can actually come in to change. I want to change this to change or swap around. Touch wood, please work, please work. This is all new. Now I can also put media in there. Look at this. Bang. Oh. Where did my change go? It's lost. I lost my word. It's all around. Oh, there we go. Brian. There, to change or swap around. So I've edited my card, but wait, there's more. Supposing I wanted to, now Anki, there's some really clunky things with Anki. Anki, when you save an Anki deck, you'll be saving the actual audio and everything in the files and they get huge. Watch this. You can not only save, okay, let's just do an image first. Let's go images.google.com and let me just say a change graphic icon. We just want an image for the sake of having an image. Okay, so let's just say we're going to add this image to our Anki card. I'm going to get the address here. So copy image address. There are a couple of ways you can do it. So I'm going to jump in here. Look at this. I go to edit. I can either add my media here. Bang, and I've got it there. I save it. And if I go back to change now, there, I've got my image in there. You can put a video, you can put anything. Or supposing I take that out here, look at this. So basically, every single thing that I have built, every tool, every video, every consonant chart, every tone box, I can add a tool on the front. Supposing I want a tone box, I can put any of these, video, image, I can open any tool up to you, but let's say a tone box. The tone box Brian is actually a 2111 tone, Brian. Let's just keep that. Actually, we'll make it a thick voice, a stiff voice, and I want the word here. I'll change this to Thai. Blian, I'll just say Blian there, okay? And I want, this should work. It might get a bit big. Let's see. Where did it go? Oh, it's not showing up there. Something's happened. What are we going to shape with? Oh, let's just say 100. I want 100 as my base width. That should work there. True, true. I've never done it in the arena before. Save. It jumps to, there's a couple of things in there. There we go. Look at that. I got a tone. I got my tone in there. So basically, the reason of this demonstration is to show you, and you can have multiple things. Not only do your flashcards now have the information, the streams, you can put anything in there that you want. You can basically add anything. You can, any tool that I have, anything, it can be put into your flashcard and be brought up there. And just to show you, have a look at this. I've built some, here's some I built earlier. This is my local. Actually, I could even do it on my non-local. You can come here and play if you want. You won't break anything. Go to crackinglanguage.com/flashcards. Flashcard. I think it's flashcards. You can come and play with this. Look at this. Okay, so I have some sample sets up there. Okay, so you can go and start practicing, but like Mongolian, all these different streams there, Arabic, Javanese. You can practice building them. You can edit them. You can add streams there. You can see I've added images there. You want the image on top instead of the bottom. Bang, save it there. Now it's on top. These images I've just jumped out. I've dropped out of there, gotten out of Wiktionary. But basically, these are some of the most powerful flashcards you're ever going to see. Within this week, I'm going to have it so you can actually save full decks to your own accounts and import probably Anki decks into there as well. And so these space repetition are just going to be another tool that you're using to drive your learning. I think this is something I've always wanted, so I built it. And it's working. Now, this is like day 3 of these actually working. So they're going to be a bit buggy, but within the next week or so, they'll be getting better. Now, how do you use all of this? I'll show you. If you go to, by the way, if you want to see how much this has costed me, let me just log in. I'm just going to log into my OpenAI. I don't want you to see my password. In order to use the AI, what you're going to have to do is go to User Dashboard. once you're logged in. And you go to your, now you can see here in your profile, like you start filling the languages you've got, but you want to go to API keys, okay? So once you go to API keys, it will give you this. It'll tell you a bit about my bring your own keys. Now, in order to get mass adoption, I think eventually I'm going to have to like find a way to pay for the AI. I don't want that to add to the cost. But if I keep it at this model, it's lean and it's up to the user to use it. And it's not that hard to get keys. So all you have to do is go to this page here, add an API key. You can see now, if it's from OpenAI, you just select AI. If it's a Google Cloud Voice, it's that. So to get the voice, you need to go to Google Cloud. Otherwise, OpenAI. I have options for other ones, but just stick to OpenAI at the moment. And you just paste your key in. Now, where do you get your key from? I'll show you. If I drag this up now, you go to API keys, create new API key, just name it. It'll give you a project or a default project, and basically it gives you a key. And then you just copy the key. So where you've got a copy there, copy to clipboard. Once you copy that key, boop, boop, copy to, I don't want to show you the keys there, but you copy it to clipboard and you paste it in here and give it a label so you know. That's it. Super, super easy. If you want to get voice, you have to go to Google Cloud. So let me go to Cloud, Google Console. Just type in Google Cloud Console. It's console.cloud.google.com. And again, you go to, I'll share my screen with you. Have to be careful here. Here. Now, it's a little, like if you've never done this, you think, what on earth is this? But basically, once you log in, you've got a Google account. Because now, this is how to get the voices, because I'm using Google's voices. You know, when you go to translate.google.com and you hear the voices, they're Google Cloud voices. Now, you have some premium voices. I let you use all of them. It's whatever one you want to choose, but you need to have a key, an API key. So all you have to do is create a project. So these are my projects, new project. This is the project I'm in, Cracking Language. And so then if you want to get your API, once you've built a project, you then just type in text to speech, TTS. And Cloud Text to Speech API. Oh, sorry. No, actually, it's here, API keys. Where are we? Here, APIs. Enabled APIs, credentials. So you go to credentials. So what you want to do on credentials is, so the way I got to credentials, I clicked on this menu here. I went to API and services, credentials. You click on your credentials and you just like we did with OpenAI, create new credential. And you want to create an API key. Now, what basically this is doing, you're building a project within Google that will give you an API key that will allow you to access functions like voice and even access to whatever you want to do, but we're just interested in the voices. And so once you get that API key, you copy it. I'm not going to show you the key, but you copy it. You come back to your dashboard. Where is the dashboard? Is that here? There we go. You choose Cloud and Voice Key from Google. And again, give it a name, paste it. And so if you are AI enabled, it'll go green. If you are voice enabled, it will glow blue. And so you save it. It takes about 6 to 10 seconds for it to register, go in, set you up, refresh. Once it does, you'll be fully voice and AI enabled. And Bob's your uncle. If you want to see the full voices, you can go to crackinglanguage.com/TTS, text to speech. And let me see. And so you got it here. Basically, pick a language, any language. Pick a voice, any voice. These are all the voices. You know, what language do we want? We want. You want Vietnamese. You want whatever. Just you got Indian English. You got so many languages here. Let me. I haven't done Indonesian. Let's do Indonesian. Here we go. Indonesian. I'm going to choose a premium voice. And I'll just say, sekarang kita lagi belajar, sekarang kita lagi belajar caranya pakai sistem CLF. Let's see how that is, and I want that. It's got that voice, speak. So that's going through. And so this also is an interface, so you can use any. Sekarang kita lagi belajar caranya pakai sistem CLF. Beautiful. So you've got thousands of voices that you can use there once you are voice enabled. So enabled to get voice enabled, you must go to Google here and do this. Now, one thing, when you're doing your keys, both with Google and that you need to go to billing and you need to set up and buy credits. I'm sorry. But the good thing is that I think you can only, with Google, they won't charge you in advance. So if you don't use it, you don't get any money charged. With OpenAI, this one here, it's a minimum of $6, but then you might use that $6 over whatever. But you need to buy $6 of credits. And then you can use those AI tokens however you want. So you put it in. My site shouldn't use that much from your tokens that you use. But that's the cat. That's all it is, and then you're ready to go. No, stop. Let me get rid of all cracking Thai fundamentals. So that's it. And you know, as you're doing this, I'll just delete all of this. As you're learning, it's learning more about you and learning how you learn, what you want to learn. And it's all there. Let me just do one last thing. Like supposing you're learning Japanese. How should I start learning kanji? And so, you know, it's going, it's thinking, it's finding out everything I've done about kanji and Chinese characters and learning, getting ready to learn. If you get any of these, you can click to read. And let me just click here. And that actually opens in here. So you can read this in here as well. And then if you want to do a lesson, you can just do a lesson in Japanese. I can say, right, I've even got Osaka Ben in there, Kansai Ben, but write dialogue, buying a ticket, train from Tokyo to Kobe. And so now that's going out there. Now, a couple of the pitch accent things I just noticed today with my latest tweaks, I need to fix up a little, but it pretty much works pretty well. And so what is after this, as this is doing that? This was a huge thing to get to this point. What's happening next is I realized that there is, oh, there we go. There's the Japanese. Look at that. That's beautiful. You've got your dialogue again. You can listen to the voice. You can go through, you can learn it sentence by sentence. You should hear. Beautiful. You can choose male or female voice. Same. You've got all your vocab. It's teaching you, giving a lesson on particles. And then again, you can say drill flashcards, and bang, you got your flashcards in Japanese. Isn't that awesome? And if you wanted, within the next few days, you'll be able to actually save these to your database, and they will all be saved for you, and you're good to go. I hope this is useful for everybody. I hope that you're going to be able to come in. Again, this is all totally free at the moment. There will be, I'm figuring $10 a month for any language that you want to learn with all of my tools in the future. Right now, the only money that I'm making out of this is if you're learning Thai and you've got a subscription to Cracking the Thai Language Unlimited bundle at Jacademy. If you want to support me, go to jacademy.com and just subscribe to that for the time being. Over the coming months, I'll be putting a thing in, so at least it'll be, you have a freemium version, but then basically $10 a month and you get access to everything. It's up to you if you want to use your keys. If I end up supplying the AI myself, I might have to revisit that, but the goal is to make it, $10 a month for everything. But right now, all this is totally free, so you can come in, use it. All you need to do is supply your own keys. One last thing, up here for tools, you can actually add your own tools or anything. So supposing you wanted a consonant compass for there, bang, you can get it, and you can add your own consonant compass as a reference if you were learning, say, Thai. You wanted to keep track of Thai, you can edit these. So I want actually Thai and Burmese, get rid of Devanagari, so I can just type in Burmese and as Thai Burmese. I'll just close that back up. And that should load in Thai and Burmese. Then you can click on those. And on top of that, all of the traditional tools are still there. So if you want to use the standalone tools, you can use them, practice your handwriting or go through these. These have all the different scripts. You see the mouth. I'll be importing this mouth into there, but you can use that. You want to practice writing Kokai, you can still do that. All those are there. And these are also integrated into the learning arena. So it's up to you how you want to learn. These tools are yours to use. I hope it's been useful for you. Just before I close up, are there any questions? Anyone? I'm looking in the comments here. Thank you, Alan. It's great to see you. Thank you for everybody else who's been a part of this. Apologies for the technical issues in the beginning. I need to get my streaming game on. I think I'll start doing more of this as we're doing this. Fantastic. I will, great. So test it at home. Let me know how it's gone. Come into the Discord server. You can get the link from other clips in my YouTube channel. And with that, I'll see you in the next clip. Bye.